is the air quality index in Delhi. People will be holding a special protest at Delhi at 2 p.m. today for the rising air pollution in the NCR region. The protest will be held by citizens groups and will be supported by the NSUI. Meanwhile, during the previous protest against AQI, slogans had been raised in support of Maoist leader Madhvi Hidma. Joining us on the broadcast is my colleague Brian Thomas with more on this. Brian, we will be expecting another citizens protest at 12 p.m. today. However, we had seen how the protest actually took a turn for the worse previously, where we had seen people actually supporting Maoist leaders. Brian.
Well, yes, clearly the last protest turned out to be pretty sore, because the citizen protest that were protesting started sloganeering on rather Maoist leader Hidma itself, and that got very chaotic itself. And as the pollution menace continues in the national capital, today is also a similar such protest that is going to happen by the citizen group, and it will be supported by NSUI. This protest will happen at 12 p.m. Now, clearly, as we are showing you on ground every day, the pollution menace that is continuing over the national capital, clearly another such protest by the citizens are going to happen from 12 p.m. today itself. But yes, the last protest did not go as it was planned, as it was expected, because it got very chaotic, because the protest turned its direction into sloganeering that was going on, and it was to support a Maoist leader Hidma itself. Yes.
All right. Brian, we saw that the last time when these protests were held, the police also had to get involved. It turned very ugly because a lot of people who were protesting there were blocking the roads, were blocking the traffic. Police had to get involved. A few people were also taken into custody, and then cases were lodged. Do we see some kind of, the people actually maintaining dignity and decorum when they are conducting these protests?
Well, if we talk about today, it is too early to say whether this is going to be take that shape that it took last time. Yes, clearly, like you mentioned, the last time the protest happened was major chaotic itself. The police started coming in, and there were sloganeering, blocking of passages and roads that was happening, and it was also traffic was getting disrupted itself, and clearly that got very chaotic. Many people were detained, many people were also taken into custody itself, and now clearly they were saying that this protest, the citizen protest, will be doing a peaceful protest today. But yes, again, like I mentioned itself, it is too early to speak about it, what will happen, what will eventually turn out to be, because yes, if we talk about the last time, yes, the last time got pretty chaotic.
All right, Brian, please do stay on with us. In fact, Delhi continues to record severe air quality at several locations. As per the Central Pollution Control Board data from 40 monitoring stations across Delhi, as many as 14 stations recorded an AQI above 401 in the morning. Meanwhile, the average air quality index for the National Capital Region stands at 376. According to the Air Quality Early Warning System for Delhi, the city's AQI is likely to remain in the very poor or severe category over the next few days. The forecast also predicts mist or haze during the night. Let's now take a look at the AQI levels across several regions of the national capital. So, on your screens right now, you have that overall figure of the air quality index 403. So, it is hazardous again, but however, remember that over the past few weeks, we have been seeing it being in the red zone. Today, we are seeing that mostly it is purple. When we zoom into specific areas, let's go across to central Delhi first, because that's where we'll be looking at what happens and what the air quality is like. So, we have India Gate over here. India Gate has an air quality index of 386 currently over there, that we are tracking for you live. When we look at Connaught Place, we have 404, and 412. So this is the government railway quarters area. This is seeing 412, so slightly increased pollution levels over here. And at Connaught Place of 404, remember that only 0 to 50 is considered as good kind of air. 50 to 100 is satisfactory, and after that it just gets poor to very poor, severe and hazardous category. Now when we look at Daryaganj also is seeing 412 AQI index. Let's look at the lungs of in fact the city, which is this central ridge forest area that you can see on your screen. So slightly better than 400. This is all below 400. You can see it in the purple category. So over here, these areas, this is the Kalibari Mandir Marg at 378. So purple, not above 400, but still in the severe to very poor category. We have NDMC areas, New Rajinder Nagar at 378. We have the park over here at 391, and as you move away from the lungs of the national capital to West Patel Nagar, say for example, it again goes back to 432, like you can see on your screens right now. So clearly the situation still very bad in most of these areas. Let's look at Gurugram and how it's faring over here in the national capital region. Gurugram, we are seeing Sushant Lok at 411. We are seeing some other areas at 398, 393. So slowly it is in fact touching that 400 mark into the very severe to hazardous air quality levels. We are seeing sector 42 in Gurugram at 400, 401. So most of the areas above 400, some of them below. And we have been expecting some work from home in various organizations. Let's go across now to Noida and see what the situation in Noida today is. In Noida, when we look at certain areas, sector 128 is seeing 402, sector 104 however is seeing 382. So all of them above the 350 mark, but mostly below 410. So clearly some sort of relief for residents, because we have been seeing this touching the 400, 450 mark over the past few days. Let's look at Ghaziabad now. Ghaziabad is still seeing 405, 392, 391 in various areas, and some of them even crossing 422, 428. So clearly the situation still very bad over here in the national capital region, but better than what we have been witnessing over the past few days. So Okla over here is seeing 428, some of the highest. 441 over here at the Kranti Marg is also one of the highest that we are seeing in the national capital region. For more accurate updates, joining me on the broadcast are my colleagues Brian Thomas, who's joining us from Delhi, Anil Chaudhary, who's joining us from Ghaziabad, Gulshan Grover is joining us from Gurugram. So let me go across to Brian. Brian, what is the situation on the ground? What measures are currently being undertaken? Because we see some measures being implemented, some being revoked. What is the current situation? All right, we'll try to reconnect over there with Brian, but let me then go across to Anil Chaudhary, who's also joining us. Anil, वहाँ पर क्या स्थिति है, हमें बताएं जरा।
देखिए, मैं आपको बता दूं, 2 दिन जरूर थोड़ी सी राहत पोल्यूशन में रही थी। ऑरेंज जोन में आ गया था गाजियाबाद, पर एक बार फिर से रेड जोन में गाजियाबाद के तमाम इलाके पहुंच गए हैं। जैसे कि दिल्ली से सटा हुआ इलाका लोनी का है, वहां पर अगर बात की जाए तो एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स 426 एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स दर्ज किया गया है। वहीं इंदिरापुरम की बात की जाए तो 409 एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स दर्ज किया गया है। वहीं संजय नगर की बात करें तो 332 दर्ज किया गया है। तो ये तमाम वो इलाके हैं जो रेड जोन में पहुंच गए हैं। सांसों पर सीधा सीधा संकट आता हुआ एक बार फिर नजर आ रहा है। लोग बेहद परेशान हैं, बीमार हो रहे हैं। तो ऐसे में जो स्वास्थ्य विभाग है उनकी तरफ से जो है तमाम जो कवायद हैं अब शुरू की गई हैं, जैसे कि 24 घंटे ओपीडी चलाने की अब बात की जा रही है, क्योंकि जो भी कोई मरीज यदि जिला अस्पताल में पहुंचता है तो उसके लिए अब ओपीडी रहेगी और डॉक्टर मौजूद रहेंगे, जिससे कि कोई दिक्कत उनको ना रहे, क्योंकि उत्तर प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री के सख्त आदेश हैं, किसी को कोई भी दिक्कत नहीं होनी चाहिए। जो ओपीडी है वो समय से चलाई जाए, 24 घंटे जो है ओपीडी रहेगी और डॉक्टर वहां मौजूद रहेंगे। तो इस तरह की बातें रही हैं। साथ ही जो गाजियाबाद का स्वास्थ्य विभाग के जो मुख्य अधिकारी हैं, चिकित्सा अधिकारी, उनका साफ तौर पर कहना है कि जो लोग हैं घर से निकल रहे हैं तो अपना विशेष ध्यान रखें, क्योंकि बाहर जिस तरीके का वातावरण अब फैल रहा है, जिस तरीके की जो वायु है वो बेहद घातक हो चुकी है, बेहद परेशान और हैरान करने वाली है अब, क्योंकि लगातार जिस तरीके से आंकड़े बढ़े हैं, हालांकि ग्रैप 3 के जो नियम हैं फिलहाल हटा दिए गए थे, 2 ही अब ग्रैप 2 के नियम फिलहाल दिल्ली एनसीआर में लागू हैं। तो कहीं ना कहीं लोग उम्मीद कर रहे हैं एक बार फिर से सख्ती से पेश आया जाए, जो नियम लागू किए गए थे वो नियम एक बार फिर से लागू किए जाए और जमीनी स्तर पर कहीं ना कहीं अधिकारियों को मुस्तैद होना होगा, अधिकारियों को निकलना होगा दफ्तरों से, क्योंकि अब जनता, जो गाजियाबाद की जनता है, अब दम घुट रहा है लोगों का। लोग चाहते हैं कि कैसे भी इस दम घोटू हवा से लोगों को राहत मिल जाए। हालांकि स्वास्थ्य विभाग ने जैसे बताया कि मास्क जरूर लगाएंगे, यदि घर से बाहर निकल रहे हैं तो मास्क जरूर लगा के निकलें, अन्यथा घर पर रहें, जरूरी काम ना हो तो घर से निकले ही ना। इस तरीके की हिदायत भी अब दी जा रही है। वहीं स्कूल प्रशासन की तरफ से आउटडोर एक्टिविटी एक बार फिर बंद कर दी गई है, क्योंकि अभी 2 दिन की जैसे ही राहत मिली थी तो आउटडोर एक्टिविटी को परमिशन मिल गई थी स्कूली बच्चों को, पर अब एक बार फिर से स्कूली बच्चों के लिए आउटडोर एक्टिविटी फिलहाल जो स्कूल प्रशासन है उनकी तरफ से बंद की गई है। जिस तरीके से वायु में प्रदूषण बढ़ता जा रहा है, उसको लेकर गाजियाबाद के जो जिला अधिकारी हैं उनकी तरफ से सख्त आदेश दे दिए गए हैं, टीम गठित कर दी गई हैं। जो 5 टीमें गठित की गई हैं वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ ये मॉनिटरिंग करेंगे आखिरकार किस किस जगह पोल्यूशन ज्यादा फैल रहा है, जैसे कि कुछ कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट हैं जो नियमों का पालन नहीं कर रही हैं, तो उनको नोट किया जाएगा और उन पर सख्त कार्रवाई के आदेश किए जाएंगे। वहीं ऐसे कारखाने, ऐसी फैक्ट्रियां, ऐसी कंपनियां, उनको सबको चिन्हित किया जाएगा जो जो कि नियम के विरुद्ध चल रही हैं। जैसे ग्रैप 2 के जो नियम हैं उसके विरुद्ध यदि चल रही हैं तो उसको लेकर जो है एक सख्त एक्शन जो है तैयार उनके लिए किया जाएगा। उनको सील करने का काम जो है गाजियाबाद जिला प्रशासन करेगा, क्योंकि सख्त आदेश अब दे दिए गए हैं। 5 टीमें लगातार यही मॉनिटरिंग करने के लिए सड़कों पर रहेंगी। और वहीं जो डीजल के वाहन हैं और यह तमाम ऐसे वाहन हैं जो ग्रैप 2 के नियम का उल्लंघन कर रहे हैं, उन पर भी, ऐसे वाहनों पर भी सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई करने की अब बात की जा रही है। ट्रैफिक के जो तमाम अधिकारी हैं वो अब ऐसे चौराहों पर मौजूद रहेंगे जहां पर ज्यादा वाहनों की आवाजाही रहती है, और साथ ही जो गाजियाबाद का दयानंद चौक है वहां पर जो है कई ऐसे छिड़काव के यंत्र लगा दिए गए हैं। लगातार जो है जो छिड़काव जो है वहां पर चल रहा है, ऐसे वाहनों पर और आने जाने यदि कोई वाहन आ रहा है, जा रहा है, तो पोल्यूशन को देखते हुए इस तरीके का प्रबंध जो है
जी,
तमाम ऐसी रेड लाइटों पे किया
let
गया
me
है।
go across to Brian if he has joined us. Brian, what is the situation on the ground? What all measures are being currently implemented? Because we see a lot of measures also being revoked. So what is the situation on the ground currently?
Well, yes, clearly as of now, where we are at a flyover in ITU itself near the very Bharat Mandapam. If we show you the visuals, also you can see the fact that the situation remains very grim here. As you can see, also there is a thick layer of smog that is engulfing the national capital. Here also the air quality stands up to 386, and a study that was a research that was report rather done by the Center for Science for Environment. They made a 59 days of study and report and said that the major contributor for pollution is vehicular pollution itself, and clearly it has been stated that the emission of nitrogen dioxide or carbon monoxide is clearly indicating and increasing the PM 2.5 and PM 10 levels, which is increasing in a very high level, and which is also becoming a major contributor for pollution. Now when you see this area also, you can see this is heavily influenced by major vehicular pollution, vehicular movement. Since it is also a busy traffic area, it's a busy road, because it is the major intersection that leads to many key areas itself. So clearly this is a place where you can see many such vehicles itself. What you see is also a thick layer of smog, and visibility is somewhere down the line is also a bit compromised itself. Now doctors are seeing major surge in cases. You talk about RML, you talk about Safdarjung, you talk about AIMS, they are seeing a surge in breathing issues, eye irritation, throat infection, and this is all contributors for pollution itself. Now clearly there have been 34 districts also that have been given red zone alerts because of the high in pollution that is creating major ruckus in the national capital. Even in the parliament, as the third day is also going on, the opposition have been creating a major ruckus with sloganeering going on, and as a result of that the parliament session has also been clearly disrupted because of many sloganeering, which even a pollution is becoming an issue that they have been raising in the parliament itself. Now the third day itself is today, and so even for the very first day itself, Supreme Court has been taking cognizance and has been talking about pollution in their directives itself. But clearly, as we are on ground, the situation still remains very grim. For the past 2 days, we've been seeing that the situation was getting a bit better because the GRAP 3 was lifted itself. But still, when we are on ground, we get to feel it. We get to breathe this air, and this is very toxic itself. Now many such advisories have been given by experts to wear mask until it is very necessary. One should not go out because this is actually causing many problems to the people and even causing health hazards for people, and it is getting very real at this point of time as we are speaking. Now after 10 p.m. and from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. there is a visibility challenge also, where two-wheelers, four-wheelers are facing when they are traveling from one place to another.
Right.
So there are many such issues also that are getting very highlighted because of the pollution menace that is going on in the national capital. Yes.
Absolutely. गुलशन, गुरुग्राम में क्या हाल है? वहाँ पर तो ऑफिसेज हैं, आप अगर बात कर रहे हैं वहाँ पर रेसिडेंट से, क्या उन्हें वर्क फ्रॉम होम की मोहलत मिली है?
देखिए, अब तो बच्चों के लिए भी जो है ऑनलाइन क्लासेस बंद कर दी गई हैं। फिलहाल ऑफलाइन क्लासेस चल रही हैं। हालांकि पिछले दिनों जरूर जब एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स में बढ़ोतरी हुई थी तो उस समय ऑनलाइन क्लासेस बच्चों की कर दी गई थी, लेकिन उसके बाद जैसे ही राहत मिली तो उसके बाद ऑफलाइन क्लासेस फिर दोबारा से शुरू कर दी गई हैं। हालांकि एमएनसी कंपनी में काम करने वाले जो कर्मचारी हैं वो भी इस समय खुद कंपनी में आकर ही जो है वो नौकरी कर रहे हैं। हालांकि पहले वर्क फ्रॉम होम को उनको भी सलाह दी गई थी, लेकिन उसके बाद उनको भी अब खुद कंपनी में आकर ही नौकरी करनी पड़ रही है। तो इस समय भी एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स गुड़गांव का 400 क्रॉस जो है वो दर्ज किया जा रहा है, जो कि बेहद खराब श्रेणी में इस समय गुड़गांव का एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स है। तो लगातार बढ़ते वायु प्रदूषण से लोगों को काफी दिक्कतों का सामना करना पड़ रहा है, क्योंकि इस समय जो अस्पतालों में ओपीडी की जो संख्या है वो भी बढ़ गई है। 20 से 30% जो मरीज हैं वो पहले से ज्यादा अस्पतालों में पहुंच रहे हैं, इसलिए 24/7 इस समय ओपीडी चल रही है। गले में खराश के मरीज, आंखों में जलन के मरीज, सांस लेने में दिक्कत के मरीज, एलर्जी के मरीज, अस्थमा के मरीज, बुखार के मरीज, जुकाम के मरीज, ये तमाम जो मरीज इस समय अस्पतालों में पहुंच रहे हैं। और खासकर डॉक्टरों ये सलाह तमाम उन लोगों को दे रहे हैं, खासकर बच्चे, बुजुर्ग और गर्भवती महिलाओं
जी
को।
बिल्कुल गुलशन, इनफैक्ट स्थिति अभी भी खराब है, बट देयर इज नो रिलीफ फॉर द रेसिडेंट्स ऑफ द नेशनल कैपिटल रीजन. आई थैंक ऑल ऑफ यू for joining us on the broadcast and providing those live updates. We are turning our attention now